jamais vu ça. Touris, on n'en revient pas. On coupe pour ramener là.
Grosse bosse à Casanova.
Les playboys ne dorment plus depuis qu'un matin en sautant de leur lit, les voisins leur ont dit brusquement l'incroyable événement.
Les filles ne dorment plus la nuit. Elles se retournent dans leur lit, tout en inspectant furtivement les épaules de leur amant.
Casanova, le dragueur, le tombeur, l'homme parfait, subitement s'est retrouvé avec un dos bossu et contrefait. On ne chante plus dans les maisons, on ne danse plus dans les salons, et chacun se pose des questions sur la base de sa sensation. On n'avait jamais vu ça, Touris, on n'en revient pas, on coupe pour admirer là.
Grosse bosse à Casanova.
On n'avait jamais vu ça, Touris, on n'en revient pas, on coupe pour admirer là.
Grosse bosse à Casanova. Toutes celles dont il a un soir arrondi la taille par hasard, vit de le voir traîner son fardeau en arrondissant le dos.
Casanova n'est plus à leur goût, et tous les anciens maris jaloux vident des bouteilles de Porto à la santé de son dos. Casanova, l'escaladeur du balcon des divines, subitement transporte un pain de sucre jour et nuit sur l'échine. Les curieux vont le toucher pour voir.
All right, sounds like we're live, so we can go ahead and get going. Hi, everyone. So glad to have you all here for our closing ceremony for Nib Ink Fest 2026. All right. I am going to be one of your hosts for this evening, Joan Zahara Dark. And I am joined by
AC Isgara.
So glad to be talking with AC and have folks from the NIF team just kind of chatting about how the fest went this year, how we did it, how we doing.
We did it. we're doing it
Yeah.
for the last time. No, it was great.
For the last time. Never again.
This year, for the last
Nib
time.
Ink Fest is canceled. No. In fact, there's still at least a few hours left of Nib Ink Fest. So if you've not already gotten a chance to pick up some comics, checked out some of the amazing stuff here, we're going to tell you a little bit about it in just a minute here. But no, we're so excited to be joining y'all and representing the many teams that went into making this possible. We, between our events teams, our funds team, promo, submissions, broadcast, which is making this possible, our website team,
many helpers stepping in.
At least 20 committee members this year, I feel like, is a safe bet.
20 for sure, and then a few more floating in and out as pitching in at wherever they can. So big team effort, but we pulled it off. And we hope everybody enjoyed checking out some great indie comics and events.
Yeah. Speaking of indie comics, which we're always speaking about,
always.
AC, do you want to give us a little bit of a rundown of how things are looking with the NIF marketplace right now? Give us those stats.
Yes, let's talk stats. So NIF marketplace is still online and available until like 12 a.m. Eastern time. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. we had in the marketplace section, we had like 84 different creators, which is 11 more than last year. Um, some of them had multiple comics, which was really cool. And in the sampler, we had 43 different artists. Um, and between the two of them, we had 442 orders, and that came out to about 1,366 comics sold. Um, maybe
Over
more. That's a
over 1,000 comics sold in a month
yeah,
is awesome
it's
for a
awesome.
little online fest like this. That's huge.
Yeah. And like a lot of those comics were not debuts, not like made just for this fest. So it really speaks to like, the longevity of the little story that you make. It can keep selling. People will still be interested in it. You just never know when it crosses somebody's path and they'll pick it up. It's not like it has to be the newest thing. And so
Mhm.
yeah, with all those orders, we made about 4.4K in USD uh, through all of Nib Ink Fest. Maybe we can get to 4.5K before we close up shop and meet last year's personal best. But yeah, right now, 4.4K. Um, Oops All Comics sold 51 copies and made about $255 in sales, which is a little lower than last year's $385 and 77 copies sold. But
I think we can folks can rise to the challenge. I think we can meet that.
yeah, yeah. And honestly, like in these times, in this economy, I think it's still pretty great. It's really cool that we've made as much sales in just 1 month as we have, and that like more sales are happening, which means like more different individuals are taking a chance on indie comics, which is really, really cool to see.
Hmm.
And another thing, which I do want to shout out, is that all comics in the marketplace sold at least one copy, which I want to partly attribute to the website team who put in like the amazing like shuffle button so that every time you opened the all comics page, it would show you different comics first. And I think that gave everybody a chance to check out things they might have missed the first time they scrolled through. So really cool that everybody sold at least one copy of their story.
Yeah, if you have not already been to nif-shop.cartoonist.coop, which you really should, um, it's extremely cool to see how the the way in which the website kind of really caters to creating an experience where each time you go through, it's trying to make sure that discovery is at the core of what's being shown off here. It's trying to, I think, my hope is that everyone try at least was able to discover someone new in the process of checking out all the stuff that came through the fest this year.
Yeah. When you're like browsing a convention in real life and you like are overwhelmed by choices and you have to take like two
Mm-hmm.
laps to take everything in, I feel like this kind of recreates that experience for you a little bit where it's like, oh, let me see. I didn't see that the first time. Let me like take a closer look. So super cool.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, every time you're doing a lap on the NIF shop website, you are browsing an online show floor. Um, and every time you leave the website without buying, you're telling people, I'm gonna come back around after I do another lap.
Yeah.
And uh, you know,
The full experience.
I'm not gonna say how people do or don't feel about that, but um that's just how it is.
well, at least with NIF, you can come back like weeks later and the comics will still be here for you. It's not like we're only here until 5, 6 p.m. We were here all
Hmm.
month, you know?
I want to give a special shout out on my end if folks have not already checked out um, the the amazing comics that are Casper Fam's The Luminary Lark Mirror is an as amazing one that I
It's
hope
a beautiful
people
one.
give make sure they give it the proper time. A really beautiful comic that kind of uh, I mean, is just another indicative one of Casper's really like painterly style, like really beautifully stylized, like um historical erotic work. Like so good.
Yeah,
Um
the art is so like kinetic. The colors are like like so unusual and so interesting. I know I was like rereading this one when I was looking through submissions, so super good.
mhm. I'll also give a shout to Molly Cates Young's Felt Bad, Met God. Uh, Another amazing comic that's just really, really funny about just like the absurdity around like your kind of day to day and kind of like how blended in with the literal absurdity of uh the supernatural without kind of like giving it away because it's a beautiful little shorter comic um that I think if the title alone doesn't tell you that you're in for a fun time, it's it's worth a look.
Definitely relatable.
Very
Felt
relatable.
bad?
We've all
Yeah,
been there.
I'm with you in the first half at least.
um, AC, do you have any shout outs here?
I do. Yes, there were so many good ones, but I do. Speaking of short comics, I do want to draw attention to This World Still Locked Within a Dream. Um, this one, I was just so charmed by this one, and it seems so simple on the surface, but when you read it, it goes in some like unexpected directions, and like I don't know, it's just like this surreal little bite-size, absurd humor, um, but also like earnest and makes you think about like, man, what am I doing with my life? But in like in a good
Mm-hmm.
way. And it's like this is like the joy of like looking through indie comics. You just never know what's gonna stir these feelings in you. And it's like less than 30 pages, whatever. It's like, wow, what an interesting little experience. And yeah, I think the fest was like full of things like that. So definitely want to shout out that one. Another one that I really loved and I read multiple times um, and this is a fun one to read, the title of It Wasn't Even My Fault. So Why Do I Have to Change Rooms by Jojo Oekaki. This is a 18 plus one, but it's so
Mm.
good. If you're 18 plus, please read this one. It's so
Jojo.
funny. The expressions are amazing, and I wasn't familiar with this artist before I like joined NIP submissions team and read this submission. So yeah, the in terms of like discovering new artists, like we the committee members and comic artists are also like benefiting from NIP. So thanks, NIP. Um, yeah, definitely check this one out. It's really sweet and funny and sexy and like well drawn.
Yeah. Truly, truly phenomenal work. Jojo, I mean,
So good.
I, Jojo just has a kind of like uh there really is like a kineticness to I feel like the way that they draw like erotica in a way that I think is extremely funny. Um
Hmm.
that is like I feel like I always love to see in this kind of work too, like it's, showing how this kind of stuff can be also really goofy. Um,
Yeah.
it feels so important.
Yeah, it feels real. It feels very, like what cartooning is all about. Like the suggestion of things, like lets you fill in all the details, and it just feels so like, one time I was at an indie comics fest and in real life, and a guy came up and he was like, I usually only go to like the Cape stuff, Comic Con, LA Comic Con, and I was like, oh, cool, what made you decide to try indie comics? And he said, when I'm here and when I'm browsing the comics here, it feels like the stories are close to you. And I always think about that. I feel
Yeah.
like our very individual human experiences really show through in the stories and the art that we choose to tell in Indie Comics Fest. So, yeah, I think NIF captures that spirit. Um, I had a blast going through submissions. I hope a lot of people out there had a blast going through the great work on display.
Y'all did a great job with curation for sure.
But yeah, do we want to talk about the NIF events, which were also like amazing programming this year?
I would love to. We had some pretty phenomenal ones uh, this year as well. Um, we had a little bit of stats in that way for folks who might be curious. Um, we had 20 unique events on our Nib Ink Fest programming list this year, ranging from panels to workshops to kind of more like solo lecture type work. Um, a like really wide range of discussion topics that we had for this one. Um, on the all, I think we averaged about a 20-person count on our Zoom setups on the live uh, chat rooms in that space and
That's a
coming
full
in at
room.
around that's a full room. That's if you're converting that to a in-person like panel workshop, that is a full room. Um, I think that's pretty. It's pretty great how comparable that is, and that's the average, which we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
um, coming in at around 3K views on YouTube afterwards too. I know a lot of folks have said that they were really excited to see um, how everything is shaking up with being able to check out the archive of a lot of these events that they can't see live. Which, reminder, if you uh, missed anything that was running during Nib Ink Fest, you can always check out the VOD over at the Cartoonists United YouTube channel as well. Everything that we ran, except for maybe a few adult panels, are is up on our YouTube channel. And if it's not, it's up in the Cartoonists United library, if you remember.
Love the
Um,
library.
that's good stuff. So many resources, but yeah, we like I said, averaged around 20. We had a lot. We had a few that went a little bit over. We had one panel that went over 80 Zoom participants at one point. You might be able to guess um, which one that is. Um, and I'm gonna shout out a few that I think from the events team side that um, the we had a huge crowd coming in for the Homestuck Beyond Canon team was a really great one. To have the whole crew just like this whole 8-person team kind of
That was a
shuffling
big
in.
panel team, yeah.
It's a huge panel, and it was very exciting to see everyone be able to get together for that, and kind of the um I feel like the Zoom the live chat for that one had a very rowdy energy that was
I mean, it's Homestuck. It's gonna be
it's
popping off.
Homestuck. Listen, um, but it was a really cool one to see. Um, I was really excited about the talk "Automate Your Lettering" with Sarah Lindsay. Um, just we had a lot of great stuff around process in this one. Um, Kind of talking about um, the like but I think automate your lettering was a really fun one that just like is extremely great advice from someone who is really great at uh at their craft um
Mhm.
in a way that I don't, not to say that everyone else wasn't also phenomenal as well, but I feel like uh genuinely a very fun panel to watch from that perspective. Um, that I think was extremely cool. Um, I think uh, Sarah makes great stuff. Um, Lots of people also talking about the from our first day, just make your comic panel. That was extremely cool. Um, I feel like just very practical advice from Boney on that one. You
Practical
just got
ass
to do
kicking.
it, and just yeah, just
Do
getting out
it.
of your own head, which you know, it's it's a little it feels like a call out sometimes, but also sometimes you just need that to just do it. Um, it's really good. Um, and you know, in terms of the scale, I'm so grateful for the comics academia panel that we ran last night. Um, that where we hit capacity on that one on Zoom, over 100 people in Zoom, like 20 plus people in the YouTube live stream for the overflow. Um, you know, that's a
Crazy.
that's a that's a convention panel where you have to worry about the fire marshal calling you to
Yeah,
evacuate.
I'm picturing like it's academia, right? So it's like that's a lecture hall. That's not just a classroom anymore. That's a whole ass like
At that point, yeah, that's and for a panel, that has Ramena Yee and Neil Cohn and Nick Sankis and of course Scott McCloud, like all these people who are like doing amazing work in
legends.
the academic comics spaces, and like uh bringing to life a lot of the like form and structure that we all talk about is like extremely interesting, and it was just I'm so glad that we got to host that one. That was extremely cool. um yeah, yeah, I so many more that we could talk about. We had our first panel talking about sign language yesterday as well, that I think was an amazing one that I'm so glad we have a resource for about sign
Mm-hmm.
language in comics. Um, the just You gotta check out the archive. You gotta go to the Cartoonists United YouTube channel, check out the live tab, and just everything that we got on there. You're gonna find something that you'll want to enjoy. I guarantee it. There is something for you. If not from this year's NIF, from last year's NIF, because it's all on there. Um, it's extremely cool. Um, Truly a college course's worth of info at this point.
And it's
Um,
always there for you. It's not like the convention's over. It lives on only in your memories. No, man. You can watch it again.
mm-hmm.
You can go to the library and watch it all forever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, the lending periods are really great here. Um, with that, um, I think we're gonna go ahead and turn it over to my fellow steering committee member to talk a little bit about our uh, the organization that makes all this possible, Cartoonists United. My fellow steering member, Nira Villegas O'Reilly.
Yeah, hi Jay.
Oh no. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I was trapped on a ferry. But I will.
Jay is
I was
free.
going. I was that fellow comic a friend of comics, Alison O'Toole's birthday party. Um,
Mm.
but uh,
The ocean
I
conspired to keep you away after that.
yes. But Joan basically said almost everything that I was going to say as well. But coming in as NIF promo, we got to dive into a lot of the ins and outs of the events before they happened, making the uh, graphics for all of the events. And oh boy, I had such a wonderful time listening to them after the fact. Because I was busy on most weekends, but I would listen to them while I was working through the week. Um, and I did shout out in the chat as well that Make a Webcomic site was one of my favorites. Um, and I think it's such an important, again, these events are such an important resource for the comics community. But just going through and actually teaching folks what they can do that isn't just social media
Mm.
was something that I really wanted to like talk about because I really liked that talk and also Boney's talk. That was one that I felt so inspired after, and I just saw so many people talking about it after the fact. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, I just want to make a comic now," and I was like, "This is so beautiful."
That's so awesome. Yeah, it's possible. Like we can survive, y'all.
Yeah. But just the between those two that stood out for me, the like just make your comic and you don't have to be on social media to make a comic. And I'm like, oh, this is everything I've ever wanted.
We really gotta teach folks. Yeah, it's just like you don't have to post something you make. You can just make it, and that's great in itself.
And I think that that's such a good thing for the Cartoonists United to like bring about and like have as a resource for people to again look at any time. Because I was reading watching them after the fact. But I was excited for so many of them. And I just think that our events this year were absolutely impeccable. And thank you for the events team as well, doing all that hard work for events. Thank you, John.
It was a sincere pleasure to go through and curate everything this year. Just we had so many amazing submissions, and I can't wait to go through and yeah, see what we can get up to for the next time NIF runs. Even if it might not be me who's doing it, but I can't wait to see who what gets put together for NIF next year.
Yeah, just back to back inspiring and empowering resources and talks for Comic Artists United.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Cartoonists United, I'm not going to repeat the thing that I just said for the intro a few minutes ago,
Nero.
but Nero is here.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. The
I was like,
ocean
I
will not
made it. Oh
stop
my
you.
goodness.
Here.
The struggle's real.
and you
I,
should do it.
I I remember our very first Nib Ink Fest meeting, and it was like six of us. And it was so small. And now we are so big.
Hmm.
Rise. Rise.
Don't learn and grow. uh, yeah.
Lulo saying, shout out to Jay's role in making social media promotion for NIF go smoothly. I do want to
So
say that out
true.
loud because
Oh,
Jay, you were working so hard.
I,
Yeah.
this month was bananas, honestly. But like I'm really proud of what Provo did. Not to like talk about Provo too much, but I'm really proud of what we put together to get
Well,
um
like comic artists always like are like, man, it's so hard to get the word out there, but you did it, so it is
You
possible, you know?
absolutely did it.
I think because like we really automated it this year. And like a lot of our promo team, because we're so small, I was like, we are focusing on social media. That is what we are doing. Next year we can branch out to other things. This year is social media. And I made a like automated Trello board to talk with the social media committee, make sure that we had all of our posts up and ready. Shout out to JC and Callie for doing the wonderful graphics this year. Oh my goodness, they were so wonderful. And
Yeah.
seeing us like put together those graphics and being like, I just put like Scott McCloud's face on a graphic. No big
No
deal
big
or anything.
deal.
No big
Don't worry
deal.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Just the amount of like organization and like detail oriented um care that was taken with this festival is just amazing. I'm new here. I wasn't here last year, so I've been just like blown
Mm-hmm.
away. So anybody out there who's like, should I be involved? You can do it. Like
Do
if
it.
you like spreadsheets, if you care about alt text, if you love like, you know, getting images together, like you can do this
Mm-hmm.
shit. Like we can do it.
And and you can do that if you're not already a member by going over to cartoonist.coop/join and getting an application together ready there. And we're gonna be so happy to have you. And you can take part in NIF. You can take part in any number of other things. You can take part in our events committee. Our events
Events
committee.
committee.
I was like, should I take that as my cue or do am I
Yes, you
interrupting?
did.
This is
Hello.
not scripted, y'all. We're just like segueing,
I was on
like
a tweet 20
nibbling
minutes ago.
skateboard.
I'm gonna say you're counting on my social cues recognition, and it's a gamble every time. But yes, I'm happy to talk to y'all about the upcoming events that we have for the carton, aka the cartoon. Have we decided on which pronunciation we're going with, or is it both? Because I'm fond of like milk carton in their imagery for this. Lilo
Both
says
is good.
carton. Okay. So we have a lot of events coming up this year. And if you join us, you'll be able to pretty much attend all of them. We do have a few that are up publicly as well, but the majority of them are reserved for our members. So I definitely encourage you to check out cartoonist.coop/join to attend. So let's get started. We have Writing Trans Romance coming up next week for Pride. We'll be talking about writing trans characters and trans romance. The hosts are a pair of trans friends and collaborators who have been writing trans characters together and separately for over a decade in fan fictions and original works. That's going to be held on June 3rd. We have the times and everything listed there, but you can also find it in our Discord and on our hub page. We have an events and workshops calendar that you can go, and Nero created this excellent feature for us where you can add the Zoom events to your own personal calendar from there. So I highly recommend doing that so you can get reminders. And then we also have Art Huddle every Thursday. That is at 2 p.m. my time, at 1 p.m. for my co-host time. We come in together and just work on a project together for like 45 minutes to an hour and have a good time hanging out. We have Show and Tell on the first Friday of every month, which is an informal mixer focused on sharing your latest projects. And we have Ashley hosting that. Ashley is wonderful and very welcoming. Definitely recommend you check that out. It's in the Discord, especially for folks who enjoy going on there. We have our romance genre mixer that's going to be on June 6th. And thank you, Mikoto, for the really phenomenal art here. It was just amazing. This is going to be for hanging out and networking with your fellow romance comic creators. We're going to be discussing inspiration, genre conventions, marketing, and of course, our love interests. We have Account Buddy Draw Jam on the second Saturday of every month, held by Magic Metal Bird. And Magic Metal Bird is one of the most encouraging people I know. So I definitely recommend you check that out because it's very fun. And we have our critique groups, AC as one of the co-facilitators. Hell yeah. That is going to be resuming on June 15th. We had a bit of a break for NIF, but we're going to get started, and you can come here for in-depth feedback for your comic. You can submit it for any of our critique group sessions. We have 2 of them, Group A and Group B. Group A meets on the last Saturday of each month at 6 p.m. UK time, and Group B meets every other Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Definitely recommend checking that out. It's a great way to meet people, build community, develop your editor's eye, and get some great feedback on your work. And June 24th is Make a Terrible Comic Day, so let's make a terrible comic together. We're going to get together for about an hour and make some comics with some lo-fi playing in the background. And then we will laugh and enjoy and appreciate each other's work for half an hour after that. And we have ways for you to share it in the Discord as well, so I encourage you again to join the co-op. We have our Pro Mixers hosted by Nero. Those are a monthly Zoom hangout specifically for established and veteran comics people. Come together to chill and be exhausted, no ladder climbing, webcam not required, and you're very encouraged to share your screen. We have 2 different schedules. We have the A schedule and the B schedule, and you can find those up on the Discord as well. And starting in July, we have a public cup challenge, which is going to be our Cartoonists United palette challenge for colorists. I definitely encourage you to sign up for our public newsletter, which is where all of the challenges are going to be revealed. We will also have the link on this when we share it on social media, so you can come and join us for that. We have a digital zine making party and swap, which is going to be doing 2 parts. We'll have the zine making workshop itself and craft circle, followed by the swap on the next event session, where people can share what they made, and it will be a physical swap, so you can share your zines in real life. That's going to be July 3rd and July 12th. We also have figure drawing with Babs. I absolutely love this graphic so much. Come draw cartoonist and art model Babs New. We'll be moving through a sequence of short to medium length poses. This is an open figure drawing session, so no instruction will be provided, but all skill levels are welcome, and attendees are welcome to chat with each other and share tips as much as they want. Very much am excited for this one. There's going to be short bursts and longer bursts of exercises, so come and join us for July 11th. That's going to be great. And I do anticipate that we'll have more sessions like this in the future with Babs. We have Comic Fury 101. Jay's event is coming up in July. So if you're looking to make a webcomic, but you're just not sure where to put it, join Jay Pollock, Beefson, and Kyo as they give you a step-by-step look at exactly how to upload your comic to Comic Fury, add templates, and make Comic Fury into your comfy webcomic home. That's going to be July 11th.
Join us.
Hell yeah. And then if you liked all of NIF that has happened this year, come and join the committee info session. This is really great for new folks if you're joining right after this and you're excited about NIF. We're going to come and talk about how you can do this for 2027. That is going to be held on July 12th. And I believe Joan will be there.
If NIF 2 was so good, why isn't there a NIF 2?
Hell yes. And then for July 18th, we have Designing Your Own Font. So come back and see Sarah Lindsley again. You're going to join her, as she introduces you how to design your own font. She's going to go through the steps of building a really basic handwritten font that'll be suitable for use in comics using free software to make it accessible. And if you already know about websites that'll slap a font together, but for free, but you struggle to know where to go after that, this is the event for you. And that's again, July 18th. We also have Intro to HTML/CSS, and you're going to learn the basics for beginners. This is going to have a quick overview learning how HTML pages work and how to code them from scratch with little to no prior experience, which is great for people like me who need that. Making code fun, not scary, to jumpstart your way into creating a website. That's going to be held July 28th. We also have a fantasy genre mixer. Do your interests lean towards the fantastical? Then come hang out with us. At this mixer event, we'll be talking magic, elves, demons, folklore, myths, you name it. How do you approach the unexplainable? How much world building do you plan? What adventures await? Come and chat with other artists and compare notes. That's going to be held on August 5th. And also, shout out to Callie. Callie just has phenomenal graphics as well. So very excited every time to see those. And then we have a steering elections info session. This is going to be our first year having one of those, and we're going to talk about it. So if you're interested in maybe running to be part of steering, or if you'd like to hear what it's about, what steering does, come to this election info session, and we will get you some information about that. That's going to be held August 14th. And then we have a Letterer Challenge. It's going to be September 1st through 30th. Again, I recommend that you check out our public newsletter and sign up for that. We will be releasing that on a weekly basis throughout the whole month of September. We'll have some prompts for you. I'm very excited to share those later. Let's Talk Solar Punk is going to take place on September 6th. In our current dark dystopian cyberpunk present, we need a glimmer of hope. That's where solar punk comes in. Join us for a discussion of how solar punk themes and community comics are very much needed to lead us into a more hopeful future. I'm very excited for this one. And then Scams and You, recent scams and hopefully how to avoid them. In this presentation, author Barbara Perez Marquez has done her best sleuthing to bring an array of recent scam examples, and we'll go over each and deconstruct their tells to equip participants with knowledge on how to correctly identify scams. And that's going to be held on September 9th. And then how to organize and host a Zap session. If you've heard about our monthly Zap sessions that take place on the first of each month, and you're curious about how that works and the ways you can get involved with this political action, come and join us. We're going to talk a little bit about what it is and how to organize it and how to run it. And that's going to be taking place on September 29th. We also have our Cartoonists United Great Outdoors Bundle that's going to be taking place on Itch in August. That's August 4th through the 31st. So keep an eye on the, again, public newsletter for that. And then we have a TBD date for Mini Comic Award Winners Roundtable. So join Mary Shine and the winners of the 2026 Mini Comic Awards from yesterday to discuss their winning mini comics, artistic craft, and personal inspiration behind their work. And that's it. But we have a lot more planned, and we're going to be continuing to make a lot more. So join us at cartoonist.coop/join. You can also check out the public events that we have. There's a few of them on cartoonist.coop/calendar, and sign up with our newsletter to see more. Thank you all.
I feel the need to point out that that was like maybe almost 20 events that Jesse just kind of like went through, like lightning round, just like very casually. It was we have so much going on and I love it so much. And our events team works extremely hard. You could be helping them make even more of that possible. If you're already a member, or if you're not a member, you can make even more of those possible and make them run even smoothly. Just phenomenal. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited and love y'all's work for NIF this year. It's been fantastic.
Jesse MVP.
I do like in the chat someone saying radio host energy. You do have a very soothing voice, Jesse.
You do.
That was a lot of
say
information.
Yeah.
Y'all are too kind. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The NPR of NIF
Mm-hmm.
of it all.
Also,
And with
just
that,
as
I
a
think we're gonna close out our show.
quick
Whoa!
And
Whoa.
we do have our podcast too. I think we forgot to mention that. We have the co-op podcast.
We do have the co-op podcast.
Yeah.
They have
Right.
great stuff going on. But for now, I think we have to wrap up our closing ceremony. Unfortunately,
Can I do a quick interjection, Joan?
please.
So I realized a little too late. Apparently, my audio was not coming through on YouTube. For anyone who is watching this now, I will re-record that and re-upload that.
Oh no.
That entire section,
Oh,
I was
no.
muted through OBS.
So sorry for the technical details, but yes, if
okay.
you're watching this live on YouTube, we will absolutely get that updated in the VOD as well. If you're watching the VOD and you heard it just fine, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Join Cartoonists United.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Do it.
But I think that's gonna close us out. The closing ceremony has to close at some point. Just
Ooh.
so much love to everyone on the NIF committee, everyone who was part of the fest this year, who joined any of our events, who checked out the marketplace, who was part of the marketplace, contributed to the sampler, to Oops All Comics, just everyone who did anything to make NIF a success again for its second year. Just so much love. It's y'all. We really appreciate it so much.
Yeah, it takes a village. Thank you, everyone.
This is our child.
Yes.
Our collective child, NIF.
Mm-hmm. She's only around 1 month out of the year, but when she is around, we expect you to be nice.
I think that's a good way to raise a child.
Just 1 month out of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she disappears, then it's fine, you know?
But also, the marketplace for NIF is still open. What time does that close at today? That people can still buy comics from, even after the.
That
I
is
think we
12
said
a.m.
12
Eastern.
a.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Okay, get
We
your
got
comics,
there.
everybody.
Yes, get us to 4.5K. Let's do it.
We can do it. We can reach 4.5K. We can reach beyond. I know we can do it. NIF, let's make it happen. Let's close out strong.
I bought 15 comics yesterday. It's ridiculous.
Hell
Nice.
Yeah.
Buy some comics, guys.
Fill that
Buy
card.
some
Yeah, and if
comics.
you're in a rush and you have decision paralysis, there is the buy all button. Scroll to the
Mhm.
bottom. It's there for you.
No one's been brave enough yet.
Click the button.
Click the button.
Mm-hmm. You should click the button. We're gonna click the button in just a minute here that closes the stream, and bid you all farewell.
Farewell. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for
See
a
you next
wonderful
year.
NIF.
Farewell.
Good
Take care,
job.
y'all.
You all.
On comprend là, cause pas ça